Hello everybody, and just here, and welcome back to Benriya Saitou-san Isekai ni Iku, episode 6, if I'm not mistaken, and I am indeed not. We are halfway through the season, it would seem, because it has, 12 episodes? I don't think it has any special number of them. My camera came kinda loose. There we go, that should fix it. Right, halfway through the season, and it already feels like a finale. That's interesting, isn't it? How that goes. The series has been so far fairly, how should I call it? Well, it was episodic. It was full of vignettes and stuff. There hasn't really been any long-term arcs and stuff. So suddenly jumping to an Avengers Assemble moment, episode to episode, feels odd, but it's not unwelcome, not entirely unwelcome, because it kind of serves as a good resolution to a degree of all those things, all those character arcs that we've been building so far. Right. In the previous episode, this is essentially a two-parter. Episode 5 and episode 6 are essentially a two-parter. So that's interesting, how we jumped from just a bunch of vignettes into a straight-up two-parter. But yeah, in the previous episode, in episode 4 even, we found Saito's party, found a chamber with all sorts of things from Saito's world inside of the dungeon. And in the previous episode, the ninja and his demon friends attacked. And we have a very curious situation where we are to essentially root for both sides of the conflict to a degree. Because sure, the ninja is trying to kill them, the ninja is in direct opposition to our party, he's an antagonist, but his motives are pure, for a lack of a better word. He wants to save the person, the woman, the witch that he fell in love with. Not just that, but he also feels responsible because of the witch falling in love with him. The curse was not triggered, but rather it was dissipated, it was taken off, and all the years of her life came rushing back to her, and now she's dying. We have the chubby fairy, who also is the witch's friend, who the witch saved, and she also has a motivation to help the ninja save her friend. And we have an interesting situation of two parties where the protagonists don't really have any motive. That's the interesting bit here. There is not a clash of motives, right? It would be a different thing if our protagonists wanted the treasure for their own noble goals, and the antagonist wanted the treasure for their own noble goals. We have very equivalent forces clashing, but our protagonists don't really want that treasure, don't really need it. Rather, like, sure, they would gladly grab a couple of golden necklaces to sell, but it's not like they need the time wizard to fix something, to resurrect one of them, or to do anything like that, right? They are traveling through the dungeon because Saito noticed a Roomba and he wants a Roomba, and that's essentially it. They don't have any higher goals in it. Meanwhile, the ninja, who's our antagonist, has higher, nobler goals in trying to conquer the dungeon, trying to find the time wizard or some remnants of him, something that left behind that the ninja could use to help the witch, perhaps. So we have an interesting situation where We root for the protagonists solely because they are the protagonists. If we were to look at the motives, it's the ninja, it's the antagonist who we should be rooting for. Interesting. Interesting how it happens. Of course, everyone is assembled here. Everyone came to Saito's help, and we have a big Avengers Assemble moment. The chubby fairy ripped off her own wings, which was brutal, and to the last moment I was hoping it's gonna be prevented, but alas, it wasn't. And she summoned a wall of flesh from Terraria, and now our party is going to have to defeat that wall of flesh somehow. And what's going to happen next, I don't know. I don't know, because the ninja wants to protect the witch, wants to protect his friends, demon friends, and our heroes want, our protagonists want to survive at this point. They don't even need the treasure, they don't even want the treasure, they just want to survive. Interesting. Very, very interesting conflict. Very grey, but like light grey. No one is dark grey here. No one is in the black. No one is entirely in the... I mean, no, our protagonists are in the white here. They aren't on the grey scale anywhere. They're not morally ambiguous. The ninja is, because sure, he wants to save the witch and wants to save his friends, but his friends are demons, and he killed however the fuck many people. Then again, that's his job, that's his alignment. Nature versus nurture, yada yada yada. I wonder what's gonna happen in today's episode. We're probably gonna find the wall of flesh. We might even win. Maybe the king is gonna arrive, King Ex Machina, maybe the demon lord. I don't know. I don't know. So how about I just stop talking and we watch this episode and we will know. How about that, huh? Here's your subs. Here's your subs. You're gonna need them to follow along. Mostly with the timer, but the subs are also here. My sound, because I need to hear what's going on, and I'm also gonna have to ask you guys for your support. Support the channel if you want monetarily. Patreon, throwing links in the description down below, or if you don't want to spend any money, share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing but helps the channel a lot. And now with that out of the way, we can start watching episode 6 of Benriya Saitou-san Isekai ni Iku in 3, 2, 1, go. It's the wall of flesh. Okay, last time on Dragon Ball Z. And Flannery was the first victim. Also, the sheer tonal shift in this episode. Holy fuck. We went through haha funny vignettes with some cool world building and cool character building. And not much drama. No drama, essentially. To people fucking dying. Or at least being on the verge of it. The tonal shift is incredible. Oh, right, we also found out that Morlock has a different real name and he's probably the Time Wizard. Or maybe not. Who's to say? Sorry. Still the upbeat opening with zero indication that we're now in a kill or die kind of situation. Look, they're having a cool adventure, and they're having fun, and they're friends, and they're making some friends. Haha, funny Morlock! He forgot the spell again! And then there's gore and blood and death and... Jesus. Memories of an old sorcerer. Okay, so Morlock is probably going to remember who he is, at least partially. Okay, I'm assuming it can be reattached. Okay. It's your charm point. Of course it matters. Who's gonna save them? Raelza, of course. Yeah, that's a very strong shield you have to withstand a laser blast of a wall of flesh. Yeah. Can you make one? Can you grab something of the pile of otherworldly items, maybe, to use as a shield? Saito. Okay. How effective is it gonna be? Probably not much. It's like a higher demon. Or maybe? Probably not. If you have to ask, then no, you didn't do it. You didn't make it, rather. I mean, it's probably at least a little bit scathed. Okay, his eyes are open, filled with determination. Very interesting change that happened to his character. To use a crossbow. Yeah, all you can do is be on the defense. Oh! Okay, so Morlock knows that he can use time magic. Oh! Okay. Morlock, you sly bastard, you. So Morlock is the space wizard, time wizard. Interesting. Why would he do that? Is he just pretending to have dementia? Who's that? Is that Raelza? And his daughter died? Yeah, children live in the here and now. They don't think of the future. What matters to them is what's now. That you're home now with her. Not that she's gonna have some toys 5 years into the future. Is Morlock like gonna miss the death of her own daughter or something? Okay, no, he's home. Yeah. Hmm. Chasing career and foregoing his own family. Does your family want to live in a better house? Does your family want a better future, or do they want a better now? And tomorrow his daughter was dead. That would be my bet. And what of it? Yeah, you fucked it up. Probably. Ooh, fuck. Yeah, you should have at least worn it. I mean, Jesus. How bad of a father can you be? Yeah, that's why mages are usually solitary. They don't really have families. And that was his motivation to research time magic. And that's probably how he lost his memories in pursuit of time magic to turn back time and save his daughter. And he wears the necklace at least. Good. Better late than never, I guess. So he lost his memories in this same labyrinth. I guess that's how he found the trove of otherworldly items. Or was it him? No. I thought it might have been him who summoned all of those during the course of his research or something. But no, those things were already here. And research papers, conveniently on the floor. Could it be the witch? No, who are you? Okay, at least he safeguarded the parchments. I'm guessing instead of being killed, his memory was erased? Nullified. Or counterattacked at least. And nullified. A little of it. Oh shit! Oh shit! Monkey paw finger curls! Okay. He forgot he had a daughter, so problem solved, right? Shit. Oh, Krom Moruk. Okay. Okay, he read it in reverse. That's how Morlock was born. And back to the present. Why would he have done that? In hopes that otherworldly magic can help him somehow? Just do it! Saitou does. Saitou remembers. Exactly. Problem solved. We can slash them. Yep. I mean, Jesus, it's worth a shot. You don't need to remember. Okay. That's a different thing. Saito's grateful. If anything. His life in this world is better than in the previous one. Now, sure, there's a higher chance of dying, but that's useful. I guess, yeah, if you spread the attacks, it's gonna have to open all of its eyes. Haha, comedy. Okay, I was wondering if I have tinnitus, or is it some constant sound in the background, but it's the constant sound in the background. Or maybe it's my headphones that are breaking. La Fan Pan? They don't know they're essentially trying to kill the wizard they are looking for. Okay, a buckler. Good thing they had one. Well, there's no one else to hold it back, so... Okay, character growth for the hero party. I wonder what's the time limit on breaking up the incantation. Guide me and me alone. Could it be that this spell stops time, but only for Modulok? Or rather, only he can move? Yeah. That's what I thought. So now he has to defeat the Pillar of Flesh. Somehow. Yeah, for me and me alone. Ah, fuck. uh... Is it really the best time for comedic relief? And cliffhanger like that. It's gonna be a 3-parter. We went from vignettes to a fucking 3-parter. Jesus. Ah. It feels weird, you know? It feels weird because when we had the vignettes, episodes 1 to 4, it was kind of clear that what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to feel, right? You're supposed to laugh at the jokes. You're supposed to laugh at the penis. You're supposed to have fun with their adventure, right? In episode 5, there was that tonal shift. So you know that you're supposed to fear for their safety, fear for their lives, right? And here comes episode 6, where I'm having a hard time deciding whether I should be laughing or should I be on the edge of my seat. There's a lot of that dissonance, right? It's I don't know, it feels like kind of, I don't know, cruel comedy. Like, look, this person's lower half was smashed to a pulp in a car accident. Look how funny he looks wobbling around on his legs trying to escape. Ha ha ha, look, he fell over. Like, that's the feeling I'm getting, and like, am I supposed to be scared and on the edge of my seat because Morlock forgot? And holy shit, his dementia strikes again, and everybody's going to die because he doesn't remember that he has to defeat the wall of flesh? Or am I supposed to laugh at, ha ha ha, Morlock forgot again, ha ha, how funny, he forgets all the time, right? There's that dissonance. There's that huge dissonance I'm feeling, and I don't know what to think about it. I don't 100% dislike it, like, don't get me wrong, it didn't make the show, like, bad or anything, but it is a dissonance I'm feeling. It is a dissonance. Okay, let's watch it again and look into it a little bit more, I guess. Yeah, Wall of Flesh, last time on Dragon Ball Z. My feelings dwell within blood crystals. Do you have oripathy, that you have crystals in your blood? If we're together, then it's fine. I really do like the relationship. Like, on one hand, it's kind of fucked up how the priestess girl just wants to lick the blood, but on the other, it's kind of a pure relationship if you look at it. Like, this moment alone, my ear doesn't matter. No, it matters. If we're together, then it's fine. Even if we die together, that's gonna be the most I could ever ask for, right? Monpui gets character development. I like it. Spark used themselves as sacrifices to summon a dark spirit. Yeah. Right, what became of Ninja? And the demons and the fairy? Does the Pillar of Flesh attack everybody indiscriminately? Or does it not attack the one who summoned it? and their allies? Is the ninja safe, or is the ninja already dead? Right? That's another question. 7 Thunder Gods. Yeah, and another bit of forgetting the spell. You know what? You gotta give them credit for consistency. Right? When this show was still a comedy, Monologue Forgetting was established, and it was the comic relief here, right? Ah, haha, Monologue forget the spell, the old geezer. And when the situation gets dire, when the situation gets serious, he doesn't magically remember. He still forgets. So, credit where it's due, consistency. Consistency. And no, it didn't quite work. Monpuy opens his eyes, that's how you know shit gets serious, when a character with closed eyes opens them. And if it closes eyes, you're kind of fucked because it becomes invulnerable. Magic that stops time. Is it anything I could hope to read? No, not really. Sometimes they use runes, like Futhark Elder. That's probably their favorite writing in anime. When you want some magic writing, you use Elder Futhark. I can read Elder Futhark, and usually it's just gibberish. One exception was in Overlord, the latest season 4 or 5, I can't remember, but in the latest season that I do have on my channel, so if you want to check it out, go ahead. There's a sword that has a name, Thorn, I believe, and it actually has Thorn written on the blade with Futhark the Elder. This is no writing system I'd be familiar with. Looks vaguely like... Oh no, it just looks like gibberish because I see the symbol for Pisces from the astrology. Yeah, I see Pisces. I'm pretty sure I see some symbols related to planets and some other gibberish. That said, that's actually an amazing protection system when you want to protect your secrets. You place another secret on top. Someone opens a book that's super protected and sees that it's hollowed out and there's something in there. Well, that must be the secret that this book held, right? This super rare magic mushroom that you suckle on and you deep throat it and it feels super good. And they stop there. They don't bother to look for like a second bottom and for some parchment hidden anywhere, right? Because there's this thing, this belief that everything that has a secret has only one secret. Similarly, it's been making rounds back in the days, at least on Tumblr. How do you bury a body safely? You bury a body deep, you cover it with a layer of dirt, then on top you bury a dog. You bury a dog's corpse, not a live dog, right? You bury a dog's corpse and you cover it with soil. And the police sees, oh, that's fresh soil, let's dig it up. And they see just the dog. And, well, someone buried their dog there. Let's just bury it back. And they don't bother looking deeper for the actual body. It's kind of like that, right? You have one secret, and someone finds that secret and they're happy. Yeah, I found their secret, but there's something deeper in. There's something deeper in. Magic that can stop time. It was you who called me to this world, wasn't it? Interesting that Morlock doesn't remember. Because Saitou was summoned to this world after Morlock already lost his memories. after his memories were already lost for years now. Right? So why does he not remember? I know, maybe it's just his Alzheimer's or something. I have no clue. But yeah, he knew immediately that something happened and that it's Saito or someone that was summoned from another world. He knew how to react, he knew what was going on, so interesting. Why would he have done that? And we get a backstory. K-ro-me. It does look like a C, it does look like an R, it does look like an M, so Krom. Krom. I thought it might be Raelza, young Raelza. Let me take a quick look at Raelza. Do we see her anywhere here? Probably not. Wait, in the opening. We're gonna see her in the opening for sure. Raelza, where are you at? Similar-ish hair color, similar-ish eye color. Probably not his daughter, but maybe he subconsciously noticed a little bit of his daughter in Raelza and that's why he decided to adopt her. Maybe. We don't know her backstory, not yet at least. Also interesting that despite those episodes being full-time, full-scale, we still do little like tidbits, little vignettes here and there, mostly in the form of flashbacks, but they are presented like vignettes, right, with their own title card and all. A genius magician Morlock had a daughter. And of course, he was living in the future, not living in the present. And didn't even wear the necklace. Like, Jesus Christ, my dude, at least wear the fucking necklace. She'll be fine. Yeah, I mean, apparently she won't be, so sucks to suck. If I don't give it my all now, then all my hard work will have been in vain. That's, I don't want to say common, but common-ish in media. The trope of... Do I even call it a trope? Trope has a very negative connotations as a word. I don't mean it in a negative sense. But the thing where they are chasing for a better future while having no regard for the present. Yeah, I'm reminded of that one episode in Kill la Kill where the Mankan Shokus climbed up the stairs of success, essentially, right? Where Mako started the club, Mako and Ryoko, and they climbed up and they started getting better and better living conditions until they became filthy rich. But they kind of lost their familial bonds during that, and it kind of fucked them up. It's not the only story. This and Kill la Kill are not the only stories that deal with that. But it's an interesting theme where people chase after the future, completely forgoing the present. I'm also kind of reminded of the whole, like, hustle culture that's so popular nowadays, right? Spend your 20s and 30s working yourself to the bone, and then when you're 40, you can retire early. Like, sure, I could do that. I could work 3 shifts while I'm still 20, and I could amass a decent amount of money, but I'm gonna lose my life, my years of my life while doing that, so what's the point? Do I really want to start living my life when I'm 40? Not really. Not really, no. And this is like similar. Forgoing the present to focus on the future. It rarely, if ever, pays off. as can be evidenced here. I've done it, I did it, I'm finally a great mage. Yeah, and what of it? Your daughter is dead, your wife left you. You're a great mage. Cool. You have a diploma. You can earn money to buy a big house, to buy your daughter nice clothes. If you had a daughter, if you had a family to fill that house, you don't. What is this piece of paper gonna give you? Nothing. Brief moment of satisfaction. But besides that, you were working for the sake of the future, and in the process of doing that, you ensured that there will be no future. Not the future you worked for. It's barely enough to buy tomorrow's bread. Yeah, it's because what you invested in the lab. Indeed, and you could have saved her with your magic. Or at least helped her a little bit. And this has to hurt. Like shit. The necklace that she made for you. You fucking wear it. Like, when your child makes something for you, you smile and you take it and you fucking wear it. It could be a... Like, if I had a daughter and she made me a neon pink necklace with a LED highlight toy flower on the middle of it, you better be damn fucking sure I'd wear it everywhere. Like, that's what you do as a parent. Your child wants to feed you a mixture of raw flour and water. You drink it, you smile through the pain, and you thank them for it. Like... Morlock really fucked it up. Like... Oh boy. And yeah, wife left. Daughter is probably already buried. You have no money to save your daughter, to take her to the temple, to revive her, to resurrect her. Although interesting that while still being a great mage, he couldn't just go to the temple, say, hey, I'm a great mage, I'm gonna pay you tenfold in the future. I can sign a binding contract, I can use like binding magic. We know binding contract magic exists. We know contract magic is a thing. He could be like, hey, I'm gonna cast contract magic with the power of a great fucking mage. I'm gonna pay you back tenfold. If not, I'm just gonna fucking die. Just save my daughter. Sounds like something that could have happened. That could have been done. But of course, for story's sake, it couldn't have been done. And he found an information about magic which can manipulate time. And at least now he wears the necklace. Good. Krom. Found the wall, got in. I thought that what he's gonna encounter is some sort of an abandoned laboratory or something, and he's gonna try to perfect the time and space magic, and all those artifacts that you see here are his doing. That he's been researching time and space magic, and on accident he's been summoning all those things. Right? Oh, fuck, I manipulated space again instead of manipulating time. Oh, okay, I summoned something from a different era in another world, so I guess I know a little bit of time manipulation now. Let's refine it a little, right? And during the course of his research, he would have summoned all of that. But apparently not. Apparently he just found some notes about magic to stop time, magic to make contact with another world. Just not magic to reverse time. And then there's this mysterious person who wants to fight. Seven Thunder Gods, or whatever that spell is. That's a big downside of magic in this world. Although I guess it's also a bit of an equalizer. Downside is that you have to chant it. You have to do a full chant, and that gives the enemy the time to figure out what you're gonna do, and they have the time to use some counter magic. But they have to be faster at chanting than you. They have to cast their anti-thunder shield before you manage to cast your thunder magic. That's interesting. And I guess it kinda also makes for a bit of a... I wanna call it balance. I guess kind of a balance. I'm assuming magic that has longer chance is more powerful, and magic that has shorter chance is less powerful. So if you want to cast 7 Thunder Gods, it's gonna take you a long time, but it's gonna be one hell of a powerful spell. Meanwhile, you can just scream, Fireball! 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 And it takes no time to chant it, close to no time, but the fireballs are a fair bit weaker than 7 Thunder Gods. So do you want to cast one big spell but spend a lot of time on it, or do you want to cast a bunch of smaller spells? I've already grown tired of this world, but I'm glad that I was able to find someone like you here at the end. Who the fuck are you? I'm journeying to another world. Yeah, who are you? Like, legit. Just a convenient magic person in the labyrinth. A maverick who built this labyrinth. I'm half expecting Hajime to just drop in through the ceiling. A demigod? A deity? I don't know, hard to tell. Has a very, like... he or she, they are glowing, and that weird aura, so they seem ephemeral somehow, some sort of a spiritual being, but at the same time they could have been bitten by 7 Thunder Gods, so they aren't omnipotent, so they aren't a god, I don't think. And they just want to go to another world because they are bored with this one. They just want to feel better. That's one hell of a genius wish. That's one hell of a monkey paw wish. If you forget your daughter, then things will be easier. Yeah. Happily, you will forget the sins you've committed as well. You want to bring your daughter back to feel better and to have your daughter be alive, sure. I'm not gonna make your daughter alive, but I can make you feel better. You're gonna forget about your daughter, you're gonna forget about your wife, you're gonna forget about everything you did. And you're gonna be able to start a brand new life, completely free of any burdens, free of any sins, free of any bad memories. Huh. I wonder if Morlock is going to get his memories back. That would be one hell of a moment of realization if he ever does. He had lost most of his memories. No longer did the sins of his past torment him. No longer could he recall his daughter's smile. And we have like this hard, fucking dramatic, tragic moment. And then, Morlock forgot again. Oh, the old geezer, he never changes. Old dementia-ridden guy. That's a real knee slapper, isn't it? He forgot. Like, Do you see the dissonance here? Moroku. Yeah, Morlock. It was you who called me to this world, wasn't it? I have no memory of it. That's interesting. Because it means that we will never know, at least until Morlock recovers some of his memories. Why did he even summon Saitou? If he even summoned Saitou. Moment of solitude. Yeah, Morlock is panicking a little. Kind of a little bit of a panic attack. I can't remember. I lost my memories. I really can't remember. I really don't know. He's starting to panic. But bodily contact, grabbing that hand. I'm sorry I made you feel distressed. Even if it was you who called me, that doesn't change anything. I'm kind of glad I came to this world. Also, I love the detail that the shields are actually fucking melted. This kind of came out of nowhere. Telepathy, but sure. Act as decoys. And Morlock for gore. Open door which only exists here. Open door which exists everywhere. What were they trying to do that they would turn themselves into this? Wait. Is the pillar of flesh like made of the ninja and the demons and the fairy? That's not the impression I got. I guess it would explain why they are nowhere to be seen, but were they really turned into it? I don't recall that happening from the previous episode. I must have missed it, or I don't know. What were they trying to do that they would turn themselves into this? Or is she saying like, what were they trying to do that they would turn themselves into someone that would willingly summon a higher demon into this world? Is that what she means? I don't know. Because if the ninja and the fairy and their demon friends genuinely did like meld together into this wall of flesh, that would kind of suck. Because that would mean nobody remembers the witch anymore, and the witch is just going to fucking die. And the ninja is going to die, and the fairy is going to die, and a bunch of deep down good people are just going to die for no reason. Early on, I would have never suspected that this show could possibly go this dark. But right now, maybe it will? I don't know, I'm not sure. It kind of caught me off guard that Lafanpan mentioned that they turned into this. And haha, funny moment. The dissonance. Idol magician Raichi made a shield just big enough for herself. And also another question I have. What kind of a time can you just stop the chant? Could you like have some big huge magic that takes like 10 minutes to chant, and you just, I don't know, before going to sleep you just chant it all except the last word, then you go into the dungeon, your party clears the way to the boss, you stand before the boss and you just say do, and that completes the chant and the boss just dies in a single hit? Is that something that can be done? Or is there time limit? Or is it that you can't say anything in between? But did Morlock say anything in between? Yeah, he just said, So maybe you just can't say anything in between to not disrupt the chant. I don't know. Yeah, he's just... I don't think he's saying anything, so maybe that's the limitation. I love how those shields are genuinely melted. I really do. Those ripples it gave rise to shall serve as guides. Guide me and me alone. That should be a dead giveaway that it's a solo spell. I feel like there's something I'm supposed to do. Like, if the situation wasn't this dire, if we weren't leaning so much into the drama, into the tragedy, if it was still mostly just comedy and adventure kind of a show, this would feel right. Right? Like, oh, you show you just, oh, ho, ho, I see what you did there. Like, sure, it's funny, it's a funny cliffhanger, like, right, to be continued, and the funny jingle, and oh, knee slapper. But everything is, the character of Modulok is too tragic, and what we saw in this episode is too tragic, and the traits are too dire right now for this knee slapper to feel good, right? You know what I mean? But at the same time, I can't say it's out of place, because it's been established early on that Morlock does forget. He forgets which team he belongs to. He forgets what he's supposed to do. He forgets all sorts of things. So him forgetting what he's supposed to do is not out of the ordinary. But... oh boy. Oh, the dissonance. Oh, the ambivalent feelings I'm feeling right now. Shit. Huh. Yeah. And then there's this dramatic white text on black background. Before time passes once more, counting to 100 is possible. And tonal whiplash, tonal whiplash, tonal whiplash, tonal whiplash. Right? Like, one moment I'm getting scared for them, I'm getting angry, I'm getting sad, and then funny joke, and a bit of funny jokes, and oh, my daughter died, and Jesus, chill, who starts a conversation like that? And then it continues with the drama, and I'm into the drama, and I'm thinking of all the dramatic characters and what could possibly be a good resolution for them. And now I'm hearing that the ninja might have been turned into the wall of flesh, and the witch was left alone, and there are funny tears streaming down her face, and she has to fend for herself. If her shield fails, she's going to die. Ah. I don't know what to think. I don't dislike it, but I don't like it either. Like, individually, I like those bits, but I don't know if I'm a fan of the whiplash they give me. I don't know, I'm very ambivalent on it. Very, very ambivalent. Okay. Oh, no. Wrong scene. We're not ending this quickly. So, that was episode 6. And it's gonna be a 3-parter, apparently. From a bunch of funny haha vignettes to a dramatic and tragic 3-parter. And even within that three-parter that already gives a tonal and form-based whiplash. There are tiny little moments of small whiplashes scattered throughout, small tonal whiplashes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, we at least got some answers. That there was indeed a time mage wizard kind of person in this dungeon, and that now Morlock is kind of carrying that legacy. And so the ninja, assuming the ninja is alive and hasn't been turned into the flesh pillar, the ninja doesn't want to kill Morlock. Because if he does kill Morlock, then there will be nobody that knows time magic, any sort of time magic anymore. So there's so many chances, so many possibilities for it to turn into irreparable drama, you know? Like, if Morlock dies, it's gonna be overall tragic. It's gonna be tragic for Saitou's party, it's gonna be tragic for the ninja's party. If Ninja dies, that's gonna be tragic for the ninja's party, and it's gonna be tragic for the witch. And the chubby fairy. It's gonna be hella tragic for them. If Saitou's party dies, although I doubt it's gonna happen, that's gonna be tragic for Saitou's party. Is there a resolution that can be good for everybody involved? That's what I'm kind of asking. That's what I'm trying to figure out. What could happen in the next episode, or in the episode after, or in the finale of the series, or wherever, whenever, that would ensure that they live happily ever after? Saitou's party has to defeat the Pillar of Flesh, for sure. And then they just need to talk. Really, I guess that's the thing that has to happen if we are to have any sort of a good end. They just need to talk. The ninja has to say that, hey, the ninja and the fairy have to say, hey, I'm just trying to save my friend, I just want to save my beloved. I'm looking for the time wizard to stop the time for her. Morlock has time-stopping spells, multiple of them. This spell just stops time for the user, but that's the only one that Saitou remembered, because there are others as well. Perhaps there's one that just stops the process of aging, or reverses the process of aging even. So that's the only chance they have, everybody has, at a good end. Yeah. They need to talk, because if they don't, Ninja and his party is going to be killed as the antagonists, as the villains, and everybody's going to just be miserable. The viewers, most of all. Because sure, our protagonists will be completely and utterly ignorant to the fact that by defeating the ninja, they also signed a death warrant on the witch, and that they are also killing someone's lover and someone's friend and someone's savior and an overall good person. They wouldn't care because they wouldn't know. But for the viewer, it wouldn't feel good seeing them continue their shenanigans and going on adventures while having the knowledge of what their actions caused. I'm afraid that the only other good resolution for the situation might be a Deus Ex Machina. The original Time Wizard, the one that Morlock met originally just coming back in the middle of the fight and solving the problem. But that wouldn't feel good. It would cheapen everything we've seen. And it wouldn't really feel on brand for this show, because it's been very good about characterization and about the stories and about everything like that. I wouldn't accuse it of potentially using Deus Ex Machina. Another possibility is, of course, that everybody dies. Everybody besides Saito, maybe. Maybe everybody besides Morlock. And someone, either Morlock or Saito or someone else, tries to find or finds or studies or discovers or whatever time magic and reverts time to the beginning of the season, and we go through it again, but better. Or reverts back to the fight and knows the details about the ninja, and knows that talking to the ninja is actually going to be better than just jumping straight into the fight, trying to resolve things peacefully. The thing that Saito tried to do initially but was stopped. What would have happened if he wasn't stopped? If he was given the chance to talk and to have a little bit of a discussion with the ninja about what they want, about their goals. Like, also there's another thing. Even if Saito, for example, survived and managed to turn back time, and he was like, let's not go to the dungeon today, let's go tomorrow, and was able to avoid the ninja thanks to that, it would end tragically for the ninja, because he doesn't know that all the materials, all the scrolls and the parchments that deal with time and magic were taken by Morlock. It's crazy, and it's kind of funny in a sadistic kind of way, that in a show that started as a bunch of comedic vignettes, most of my predictions for what can happen in the future and for what will most probably happen in the future, most of them end in some sort of tragedy. It's crazy, the tonal shift that happened in this series. It's absolutely crazy. I don't dislike it, not entirely. I just don't know what to think about it, I guess. Yeah, I think we should just end it. I don't want to spin in circles and talking about the same things I already talked about. But maybe you guys, maybe you have something to add, and if you do, do so in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. I know source material exists. I know episode 7 is already out. No spoilers. If you do want to talk spoilers, there's my Discord. It's here. There's also an invite link in the description. You can click it, join it. There's a Saitou-san channel where you can talk spoilers to your heart's content. You like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Benriya Saitou-san, but also Symphogear, the final season we're going to be watching this Saturday, I believe. We've seen the concert last weekend, so you might want to check the VOD. And also Ooyukiumi no Kaina, another amazing show that I highly recommend. And I hope I will get enough time this week to record Madoka Magica Rebellion as well. So stay tuned for that, potentially. And other shows coming in the future, of course. I also stream sometimes, mostly gacha games, but also others, so you might want to click the bell icon to be notified when I go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon or Throne, links in the description below. On Patreon for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Symphogear, like Madoka and others, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, share my content, spread the word. It costs you absolutely nothing and helps the channel an awful lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, I think that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers. And now is the time for the outro. You can be one of those patrons if only you so desire, and you don't need to revert time to do that.